There you go. I turned the light on. Anyway, yeah, I'm 5'10" and a half, so I just come to this bar right here, and so 6 feet would probably be right here. So this truck is probably 7.5 feet tall inside here. I'm claiming, I don't know. I would imagine. Yeah. Alright, well, 7 feet, 7.5 feet. Yeah. So, anywho, let me get down, like, I don't want to lose my balance. My legs got cramping from standing all day. I'm tired of jumping off the back of that pickup, too. Alright, so, except the dumpsters that they have, I think they're wider than that truck a little bit. I don't know how wide that truck is. I know the cab is a standard pickup truck style cab, so that's narrower than. This has got to be about 6 feet, right? Well, let's do the crudest method. We'll measure feet. My shoe is about 1 foot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 feet, 7.5. So I'm claiming their containers are 7.5, 8 feet by 8 feet tall, and 22 feet long, and that box is 24 foot. So the overall dimensions are quite similar, and the U-Haul, you know, it claims that it's 26 feet, but they're counting that thing over the roof. You know, that thing that overhangs. The box itself, I think, is pretty much the same as that thing right there. Except the U-Haul configurations, for some reason, it's really engineered for hauling. So for some reason I'm able to get a little bit more, well, I guess it's because of the attic thing they have over the roof. I'm able to get more crap into the U-Haul than I am into that thing. It seems like it's wider, actually. The ones that are on the Chevy, see the old Fords? Like there's this other YouTuber, some older guy. His name is Junk Dauber, and he claims he bought a couple of U-Hauls. When he was younger, he was bigger into scrapping, and him and his buddy used U-Hauls, and back then they were using the Fords, and the Fords were so aftermarket, and yeah, the U-Haul Ford products were just so aftermarket, nobody carried parts for them. I don't know how I'm getting off on that tangent, but that's why, the differences between the Ford and Chevy or the GMC. It seems like you're able to get more into the GMC. So yeah, this is probably brass. I'm gonna bring that inside. Take this thing apart. I'll just put it right here for now. Yeah, quite a bit of stuff is actually, there's even more stuff gone over there, you know? Look at that. This thing used to be filled, I mean, way high, and not so much anymore. Give it a little while longer, and make a couple of coils here. And these computers, I don't micro scrap computers, I just scrap them as they are. You only get 20 cents a pound for those laptops. Yep, not big on that. Got some cones and stuff in there. So anyway, yeah, I'll just end up, I'll take these starters out of here. I don't know. I think the starters are still worth, they're worth more than electric motors, but not much. I think that's 15 cents a pound. So if I have to, I'll get rid of these rotors. There, here I got drums and rotors, and they're, let's see, $2.50 a ton. So that's $60 more a ton than shred. So that's 3 cents more a pound. So 9.5, 10, 11, 12.5 cents a pound. So if it looks like I don't have, I'm going to kick that stuff in. So I'm claiming I probably have about, well, it's only, the pile's only 4 feet tall, right? In some places it's not even that. It's only 2 feet tall at the most, 1 foot. It's spread all over the place. So sure, it's wider than the truck, but if you narrow the pile down, because it's probably about 10 feet wide, this pile. I mean, it kind of trails off over there. That Craftsman, that bike, that scooter thing, you know, that kind of crap. I would say I have almost have, or I have a truckload like that. But the thing is, with the dumpster, you're able to put stuff, in the top, like up there, you know what I mean, like throwing it over the top, where you can't really do that with that. The thing is, I have to make weight. I have to have 10,000 pounds or more, otherwise they charge like a big fee for hauling it. And then, you know, I'm doing this for nothing. I already feel like I'm doing this stuff for nothing, and I don't know. I know Jackpot Digger there in Quebec says that the price went up $70. That's Canadian though. It's like $48 American. Went up $70. Hey, $48.50 American is, that's quite a bit. So I'm just asking, long story longer, what do you think this is, weight-wise? I mean, I got some other stuff that, oh, the other thing is the guy told me that they will only drop the container here for 2 or maybe 3 days at the most. And they want it, you know, so I don't have the luxury of having this thing lay around, and I can fill it at my leisure as I go around finding stuff. That would be ideal, going around and finding stuff and packing it as I go. Okay, I don't have that luxury. So there's the issue of double handling the material. You see, if I had the luxury of the container laying on the ground and fill it as I go, now that would be boss, okay? I would really own it then. Sure, I have to keep the trucks. You know why? Because this scrapping thing, I've been doing it so long that the rules never stay the same. They never are consistent. They don't ever constantly apply. The rules are always changing, or the market conditions are always changing, or a new scrapyard is always opening and the other one is always closing. So, or changing hands, or the rules change. So you need trucks to stay super flexible, because otherwise you end up getting, I've done this before, and I think my early experience as a child, when you don't have so many options of getting scrap to a yard, you have to wait for your grandparent, or, well, my parent really wasn't into it. Okay, my mom didn't really care for the scrap life. That's got a piece of brass on there. I should keep that out of the pile, right? That's aluminum. Pick that off. Yeah, so my options were more limited. I made a wagon, a radio flyer wagon, the wooden kind. I cut it in half and I extended it like a limousine, only it was, and I'd go up and down the alleys and find stuff. And when I was a kid, I used to go to the flea market, believe it or not, and sell things that I found in the alley. So I pretty much always worked for myself. Or I'd go to the scrapyard. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old, and I really haven't gotten anywhere in life with it. I mean, I was looking at Free is Better in the comment section, you know, and they just had their 1-year anniversary of picking garbage. And there's somebody going, "Oh yeah, you're gonna." I'm not mocking them, by the way. "Oh yeah, you're gonna go places, and you're gonna." I'm like, wow, I don't know how people do it, man. Maybe it might happen with them, but it just takes the right people, I guess. They only have one kid and they rent. You know, I don't know what they pay in rent, but having just one kid, I mean, things are a little bit cheaper. I hope they succeed. It'd be great if I did, but there's so much headwind, you know. This is chasing the bottom dollar, especially if you're not like a reseller. That's me. I'm constantly chasing the bottom dollar, and that's scrap. You're selling something for the least dollar value that something could be. All right, I'm not much for like trying to fix something or repair it. I'm putting up with the frustration of doing that. Yeah, that's not me. That means turning out a product that has some level of quality to it that somebody else would be willing to pay for it. And my life experience with that is quite negative. People are like, yeah, you know, I've tried selling stuff, and unless it's a car, all right, where I feel it's absolutely worthwhile, you know, like selling something like this is garbage. I don't know what the value of something like this is. A car or a truck, yeah, I know what the value of it. But when it comes to all this kind of stuff, you gotta like look at numbers and pictures and research, like something like this, you know. I guess looking at the tag and stuff like that, and going online and scrap it. The hell with it. Oh, there's parts on there that are worth hundreds of dollars. They probably are. Then I'm a fool, so don't listen to me. But I don't have the eBay. I don't have the account. I don't have all that. You know, somebody asked me for my email address. I'm like, I don't even know my own email address. All right, I don't know any of that stuff. All I am, I'm simple. Scrap. Okay, I'm pretty basic. If I get better at scrapping, if I get a better flow, then maybe I could start thinking about selling things, or I could have the luxury of the time of fixing something, trying my hand at that, maybe going to the flea market. But to do that now, when I live, you know, hand in mouth, if there's no money, we're not like, oh honey, there's no money. No, I mean, if there's no money, it's like mega crisis, because right now, as it stands, it's 47 degrees and my home does not have heat, and it hasn't had heat for, well, let's see, we've been there for 14 years. It hasn't had heat for 14 years. All right, it's been a very rough existence. How do you stay warm in the summer? I misspoke. How do you stay warm in the winter? Well, use little space heaters. I know that runs up the electric bill, but when you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. The luxury of having cash on hand just all that does is pay a bill. That's not cash flow. We need cash flow, like continuous, day after day, week after week. We need cash flow. We don't need a. I don't need a bill paid. Oh, sure, it would be lovely to have a bill paid, but bills are recurring. They keep, the same bill keeps coming. Okay, so selling something is a one-time deal. It's a one-time shot in the arm that doesn't take care of the problem. The problem is cash flow. A continuous river or stream of money constantly coming in. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I'm always trying to explain my situation, and I've got commenters explaining their viewpoint, and I think their viewpoints are quite valid. It's just A and B are not connecting. I don't get it. What was it? E-Cycle Nation? You ever see that channel? I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, he's been around for a while, but when he puts up a video, he only gets like 20 views or whatever. So maybe it's because it used to be a scrapping channel, but he doesn't really scrap anymore. So this is such a narrow niche video segment of YouTube. Did the guy get rid of that cage? Oh no, it's still there. Still got that crappy Dodge and that old Ford. Anyway, I'm going off on a million different directions. My point of this video is, how much weight do you guys think is there? After everything else, it's just a bunch of mindless yapping. And with that, YouTube. Gonna go out scrapping, I guess.